News stole my content without giving me any sort of credit.
Last week I posted this video. The response was really positive. It did unusually well for my content that mostly focuses on Soviet and communist history and Marxist education. Ever since seeing this early Soviet film, I've wanted to make a video setting the record straight on who really put out the first major film featuring men kissing, since the English-speaking internet tends to be full of, well, Western propaganda. Given the views and reach of this video, it's no coincidence that this week, Pink News made their own post about the very same topic. A news organization whose accounts literally have millions of followers. Now you need to understand the reason behind why I started making the kind of content I do online is because in the English-speaking world, communist, Marxist, and especially Soviet history has always been told through an incredibly anti-communist and pro-American capitalist lens. It's full of misinformation and misrepresentation. And when I first started to make content, the harassment and backlash I received was intense. Over the years, it's lessened and people have become more open to hear what I have to say, but prior to last week, when you searched in English for information about men kissing in film, bed and sofa did not show up anywhere. The fact is, without me creating this kind of content, regardless of the harassment and taboo behind it, accounts like Pink News would have never reported on it, with no sources, no credit, and no acknowledgement of where their information obviously came from. And I don't mean to ascribe ill intent. I'm glad the information is out there, but it leaves me with a sour feeling. My original video ends on speaking about the 1920s being an era of social exploration in the Soviet Union when it comes to queer and women's rights or sexuality and family. I quote Marxist feminist Alexandra Kollontai, and speaking on the hope and change that communism and the creation of the first socialist state brought over the world. So for all of that to be reduced to a pop history post with no substance, yet reaching a potentially larger audience, I don't really know how to express how this makes me feel. If the intent is to educate on queer history, why not repost the original video, which has more information? I'm sure your audience would appreciate that. Or are there other things I said that are too risque for you? God forbid a positive thing about communism is said. Why not reach out to me so we can work together on a project that suits your organization better? I have a feeling that this isn't the first time they've done this to someone, and I doubt that it'll be the last. So yeah, I'm a bit bitter about this. Someone else took a successful video of mine, mashed it into a vague, palatable post, in a form and outlet where it is more accepted than when it comes out of my mouth. Ultimately, I think it's really important, especially in these times, for large accounts to really reevaluate their intentions. Why are you posting this? What are your goals? Do you want people to learn, to change hearts, minds, or is it simply for the quickest and easiest views? Because this doesn't make sense to me.